You are now watching Rainnite Gaming.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rainnite Gaming. I'm Rainnite, and it's time for my new Digimon series, Digimon Odyssey, where me and my buddy Chalky are gonna jump into the digital world and figure out how to play this game from beginning to end. We're gonna buy decks online, we're gonna buy structure decks, we're gonna duel online, in person, anything and everything in between. And I'm hoping you guys want to join me for that ride. In this first episode, I am going to be choosing a deck, and I have to figure out what structure deck I want to use. Because there's lots of options, but really, there's only one for me. We gotta go for the Beelzemon, the advanced set, because this set comes with a lot of cool stuff, and I mean, he's super hard-edged looking, you know? It's really cool. This set comes with sleeves, but my local shop actually gave me some extra sleeves for my eggs because I bought this. One other really cool thing is I believe this recently came down in price. I got mine for $20 each, so really pumped about that. So we've got enough sleeves for our deck and our little eggies. And there's a little bit of gambling involved in this one because we do have a chance to open up a really expensive alt art of Beelzemon. I think it's like the all purple alt art. And it comes with a bunch of other cool reprints that, you know, if you're just starting out, these are going to be really nice just to have in case you want to switch decks later. So we got, of course, Impmon, which is down to 1, so that kind of sucks. And we didn't get the alt art. We'll have one more chance of that when we get the second box. But so what comes in this set as far as deck-specific cards, and also what's your main strategy? Our main strategy, we want to send things to trash, from deck to trash, all that kind of stuff, through deletion effects, through on-play effects, all that kind of stuff. And that really helps us get into our more powerful boss monsters later down the road when we have more cards in our trash. So this thing is going to focus a lot on, of course, Beelzemon. Beelstar is another cool card, and his blast mode. Working with your Impmons, you get a ton of Impmons. The Candlemons are really nice. The trainers that come with this are super good for the strategy. So you've really got everything you're going to need to jump right into fairly competitive play. I know there's a bunch of upgrades. I've looked online, and I'm going to, in the weeks to come, figure out some of those upgrades and get my deck going. Another upgrade, you gotta get a mat. I had to buy this Beelzemon and Beelstar mat because it just looks sick. So I went ahead and I put together a pretty simple deck list. I opened up a second box and I added in some of the cards. There's not a lot of changes you want to do. And there's definitely some edits to ratios that I will hit later on. But you really want to max out on cards that are going to let you mill those cards. And you're going to play a ton of Impmons just because they're all super good. And just working up your evolutionary line here, you've got a couple more 4s that aren't the best. Then you've got your Witchmons and your Wizardmons that are actually really good and should stay in the deck for a long period of time. And these are just going to help you, continually to maintain milling, drawing, all those things. Bielmon and Skullmon are really your only choices right now. I think there's some other things we can add in later. And I don't really know what a lot of these cards do super well, so I'm going to stay balanced and just do 2 Beelstar, 2 Beelzemon, and 1 of the other Beelzemon, and then 2 blast modes, not to really overload into certain directions. And then put in several of our spells, or whatever you guys call them in this game. And then, of course, our trainers. Let's jump in and see if we can figure out kind of how this deck is played. I know the basics of the rules, but I think I mess up a couple places here and there when I've been testing this out, especially around deletion versus being sent to the trash effects on this Impmon. Later on, I know I've accidentally done it incorrectly in my testing, but it's something I just need to watch going down the road. It's a lot of confusing things, and this is a very, I think, difficult deck to play because there are so many trash effects and keeping a lot of things in order. One thing I want to ask you guys, what do you think I should upgrade into this deck? What would you use to make it even better? I mean, anything. You go on TCG Player, order whatever you want. What would you guys put in here? Okay, one thing that I think helps coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is I'm treating things a little like chain links in my, when things get milled, I pop out the ones, then if I've got another one that mills, I'll pop those out as a top of a chain link. I don't know if that's the correct way of understanding it, so you guys can let me know if I'm doing any of these things out of order. If you should do things in a certain order. I'm sure once I put out this video and once we put out the dueling video, you guys are going to be able to come in there and be like, hey, you're doing this wrong. And we want to know that. Tell us what we're doing incorrect. Tell us what you think we should change. Just, we're here to learn and we're here to have a bunch of fun. So through my testing here, I went ahead and went through moving the memory gauge around like somebody's playing against me, popping my security to see if I had anything in my security that would help me or hurt me, kind of deal, just to kind of have fun, play around, and let the deck do what it's supposed to. That's one thing you can really do in your testing, is just continually build your stacks, pretend you're hitting in, pretend your cards are getting deleted, all those kind of things, just so you can go through and learn to play these effects as they happen. Especially with this kind of deck where you're milling things, it lets you get used to taking cards off of your deck and, putting them in the graveyard, figuring out how you have so many cards, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so at the end of this episode, I'm going to go into things you can come to see in the future. So episode 2, we're going to meet up with Chalky, and he is going to open up his choice of structure deck, and, we'll pop it out, try to build a deck, and hopefully we can put something together. Then, just go through a quick deck profile, introduce him, let us see who he is, what he's looking forward to in the series. Then in the 3rd episode, we are going to duel or battle. I'm not really sure what the terminology is, but we're going to meet up and actually see if we can go through a best of 3 to learn how to play these decks. I probably won't record all of our just playing some test hands together, just to try to learn certain things. But I'll definitely put a full duel together for you guys. And after that, we can run through ordering decks, we can go through watching the market, just everything we can get into playing this game. That's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm Rainnite. This has been Rainnite Gaming. See ya.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath.